Real Madrid, and specifically big Don Carlo Ancelotti. Now, I saw his match against Man City, and it inspired me to create a version of his 4-3-3 inspired by him, not replicated. Now, add to that the recent halfback video, then this position became even more vital, and we created a 4-3-3 all based around Mr. Halfback. That's right, welcome in everyone, and this is Real Madrid, the team that I used for the little test with the 4-3-3. Now listen, it's Madrid, they're going to be strong, and they're going to win most games, right? But they're going to win this amount of games. We didn't actually lose until the Champions League quarter-final there, which really annoyed me, more on that later. We didn't lose a league game till weeks 34 and 35. I thought I was going to go invincible, so yeah, that's really annoying. All that meant we won the league with 102 points, only losing those 2 games. There was absolutely some standout performances, none more so than this 5-0 win at the Nou Camp against Barca. We also dominated PSG on their patch and probably should have won by more, you know. All this using Toni Kroos as the halfback because, my God, he's probably the perfect version of it if you watched the prior video. So yeah, probably the only annoying defeat of the season was this one, away to Frankfurt. It was the first leg, and bear in mind, we'd just beat them 5-2 in the Super Cup. Not sure what happened, but in the return leg we beat them 2-0 and we probably should have overturned it. Look at the state of the match stats. So we didn't win the Champions League. But as an overall season, 102 points and winning the UEFA Super Cup and the Spanish Cup, it's not too bad. Oh, and the Club World Championship final as well. We won that. All in all, this 4-3-3 is pretty good. It's pretty good, pretty solid. And with Real Madrid, it was fantastic. So good, in fact, I decided to test it again with Sassuolo in Serie A. And after the first clutch of games, things are looking pretty good. We sit top of the league having not lost, and we've scored 30 times, nearly 3 a match, only conceding 9. This match right here against Lazio is a great barometer for the tactic, because if you look at Sassuolo's starting 11 compared to Lazio's should be way stronger in most areas. In fact, when I look at my team, I'd probably say only Berardi would get into the Lazio team. In fact, it's a definite. You'd probably put Berardi over Pedro, but all the other positions you would pick the Lazio players. So, as we go back to the match, you can see we're 46 minutes in and Lazio have not had a kick. We're playing the same formation, 4-3-3, and Sassuolo, as the away team, dominating. And look at Maxime Lopez, he's playing the half-back role. There he is, perfect for it, passing, vision, perfect. 5'6", remember what I said about the half-back in the half-back video. Now, if you look at his match stats so far, he's got 3 key passes and a clear-cut chance created as well. There you see him in the heart of the team and everyone's passing through him, look, and he's making all the moves tick through. So this is like an extension of the halfback video, and you can see Lopez is in there now. He's the most withdrawn of the midfielders. As we lose the ball, you can see him making his way back, but now he's about to win the ball back and start the move off again. There he is, right in the position we want him in between those 2 centre-backs, lays it off to Llorente, who fires in Berardi, and that is 3-0 up for Sassuolo. And there's the heat map in game. You can see number 27 Lopez. By him sitting and dropping, it allows your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more advanced players to basically go for it. Full-time whistle goes 3-0 away at Lazio. You would take that any day of the week, and then look at the match stats, they could just not break us down. They're really happy with those clutch of games. We've used it at the start of this season. You can see been some tough games there. Inter away, Juventus away, Lazio away, but they've done really well in all of them, leading to sitting top of the league, only drawing 2, losing none, and in the league table they've scored 30, so that's nearly 3 a match, only conceding the 9. Looking good, and I'm really happy that it's working for a team like Sassuolo after the success with Real Madrid. Now, as for the team, they're not exactly an elite team, are they? They've got Berardi, Pinamonti, 2 really good players that you would take. Llorente here, he's not bad as well as another inverted winger, valued between 13 and 17 million, but they're not of the very uber elite. Now, behind that, the defence leaves a lot to be desired. The midfield's decent without being spectacular, so I know the tactic's got some legs. Now, this tactic is available for direct download to our YouTube channel members. You'll already have it. For everybody else, let's go through it now. And yes, it's all built around the halfback. He does the majority of the work and structures the way we attack. So having the halfback means we can have 2 ball-playing defenders. Now, if you've got a couple of defenders who can dribble, add the dribble more play instruction as well, meaning they'll get a bit more advanced, safe in the knowledge that Mr. Halfback will cover for them. We've also got 2 fullbacks who can gladly bomb on forward. You can use them on fullback on support from away games if you want. They will still get forward, but when we want to attack, having on support, wing backs on support, really handy. No player instructions there. When halfback drops back, you'll find them pushing up into those areas quite a lot. Now going forward, we've got a double Mezzala. We've got a Mezzala on support and one on attack. It doesn't matter which way around you use it. I've just used it this way because my player on the left hand side, Torsvet, was a little bit better going forward. They do have a couple of PIs. The Mezzala on the attack has a dribble more, and on support he's got to take more risks. I've got him tackling harder because he's not the greatest tackler in the world, so I just want him to do what he can and dribbling more. Ahead of that is the front three. On one side, simply stay wider. On the other side, same again. That is the only PI. And up front you've got an advanced forward, breaking behind the lines, no PIs. And it works all thanks to that halfback dropping back and allowing these players to come up. We basically have a three at the back while everybody else does the attacking business. Here are the team instructions. You see the width is standard, you don't need to mess around with that. We don't have play out of defence, we bring that in if we're losing the ball a bit too much. And you'll notice we've got underlaps on either side so we can get the Mezzalas and the inverted wingers involved. If you're playing against a team playing really narrow, feel free to drop that out. It's not essential, just one I like to add. The tempo is higher. Again, you can drop that down if you're struggling to break a team down and you feel like you're going for the patient approach. Sometimes I'll add that along with work ball into the box. But most of the time, it'll be like that. I'll add work ball into the box if I'm getting loads of shots and not many are going on target. Out of possession is pretty standard stuff. Counter press, counter, distributing quickly, and we're taking the shorter kicks. And I do have much more often on, but I will routinely skill that right back to trigger less in situations in the match. What situations, you ask? Well, if we're playing a top team, sometimes I will drop it back before half time, maybe 10 minutes out, just to keep us organised and in shape. So we are top league and top scorers, and it's a system that doesn't rely on set plays. As you can see here from goals from corners, we're not even in the top bunch. In fact, we haven't scored any from corners. I'm quite happy with that in a weird way. So for this team, we looked out a bit with Berardi and Pinamonto. There's some really good couple of players. As I said about Llorente, he's a pretty decent player, but those are the three positions you want for your goal scoring. Your halfback's vital. You want a decent player in defence, but mostly you want a ball player, passing, vision. If you get some traits that go into that as well, you're laughing. A couple of good solid wing backs. You're not going to get a bucket load of assists from them, but they are going to get forward, so you need them pretty good going forward, but make sure they are solid in defence as well. But it's good to know a nice 4-3-3 built around that player role we focused on the other day can work for an elite team like Real Madrid and a team like Sassuolo. So now I'm going to use it in my save I'm having with Forest Green. I'll make some tweaks to it to match my team and see if it can pull off a miracle and keep me in this league.